Hey everybody, it's Mike Venus, La Soul, and I'm back. And I want to speak on this subject, right? About YouTube producers. I saw the DJ Payne one response to a guy who said, that basically tried to say that these people on YouTube are scam artists for like busting people over the head over courses. So let me break this shit down to you, right? I'm not a YouTube producer. I use YouTube primarily as a marketing tool, right? For an example, I actually make music. I actually produce music. Uh, me and my wife, we just made, um, we re-released Juneteenth, the song that we made back in 2020, before the holiday, and we came up with a creative way to make a music video. The music was already done. She used her art skills and editing skills and made a music video, and we reposted it. Right, so it's all on all streaming services, and it's also on YouTube. I would suggest go listen to other stream service. Probably Spotify sounds the best, but if you want to watch the video, it's on YouTube. You want to download it? Thank you. That helps us. But I use YouTube as a marketing thing to demonstrate certain techniques that I think will be helpful to people pertaining to the gear I use, or just in general dealing with music, or um, to just showcase different things that you can possibly do on the gear that I have, if that's all you had, right? But these YouTube producers, the ones that sell courses, that's their that's their prerogative. They can do that, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm gonna tell you why I don't have a problem with it. Now, I personally, I don't know if they really produce or have credits and all that stuff. That to me, that's a whole nother subject. I know what I do. I don't know what they do for say, but I know what I do. For me to take out time from what I do to do a YouTube video and to go in depth on things is taking away from what I need to do. You understand? This is why I don't really post frequently. But when I do post, I try to think of things that either other people haven't done, or things that I discover in the process of trying, or thinking, hey, what if I try this? I make a video, put it out. That's free, right? But now if I want to make a course or do one-on-one consultation, I'm gonna have to tax you. Now why? Because I'm taking away from what I do first and foremost, which is compose music, sound designing, arranging, songwriting, writing lyrics and stuff. If I'm doing a consultation or doing a course, getting it more in depth in certain things, that's things taken away from what I normally do. Now, to make a course and to put it out there so that it can be sold, I'm giving you something, but that took time and effort to make. And with that, that person should be compensated. See, the problem is people like shit for free. You can't expect to get a person's level of expertise and knowledge for free all the time, especially if you want a more in-depth um, analysis or breakdown or instruction on a subject. You have to pay for that. You pay if you want to learn XYZ, you gotta go buy a book, or take watch videos, like a video course, or go to a school. People get paid. That's their job. That's one of the many things you can do with music or being a creative. I don't knock people's hustle, nor do I think they scam artists. But you don't have to buy it. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to follow. That's your choice. Subscribing to someone is free. Liking a video is free. Leaving a comment is free. But when they say, hey, you like what I do, why don't you support me by um, and you trust me as a person that has knowledge, expertise, etc., that can instruct you on something, I've created this is for a particular fee. You willing to pay for it? That's what you get out of it. You understand? So I'll give you an example. I personally, I will not sell drum kits. I feel that market has been totally diminished due to certain people that is on YouTube that aren't serious, that aren't real producers. You know, they're hobbyists, you know, or they're gear salesmen. They sell gear, you know, plugins, etc., but they don't really do this for a living. Those type of people have really diminished the appreciation and the expertise of the craft of art of music. You know what I'm saying? And they give a lot of shit away for free, or like they give it out for like $1. You know, get all these stems, sounds, and all this stuff for $1, and then people come to someone like me or someone else and think like, why are you charging me X amount of dollars? Because the difference between that person that's doing it for popularity or, you know, some type of, you know, gratification on YouTube, there's real people that actually do this for a living. So if they tax you, it's a reason for that. They took time, energy, effort away from what they normally do to do this as a service to solve a problem that most people might have. Like, for an example, right? Some people might not have quality sounds, but these people might went somewhere, rented out a space, sampled up some sounds, made good sounds, and sold it to you, right? To kind of help you in your process. Or they might have a tutorial showing you how to, you know, use this and that. They're solving problems. That's how you make money. You understand? But do I say they knocking them? No, I just knock the ones that aren't real producers that are in the environment, but they're mainly just salesmen. I don't have respect for them, but a lot of them get attention, you know. But if I was to do a course, I prefer probably not a course. I prefer probably like a video consultation where I go step to step with you. But I'm going to tax you for my time. You know what I'm saying? And that's fair. If I make let me think. If I make a video, like I want to make an ebook on chords, but if I make a video demonstrating that, I'm going to tax you. That's going to be the video version of the chord book that I want to make. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't get everything for free. Like, it don't work like that. Like, I had people in the past ask me about sound design and stuff for them. I kind of shut it down. I'm the type of person I'd rather teach you how to sound design than just sell you a bunch of sounds and then you don't use them, you know? Or what I like to do might not be the taste for you, you know? And I believe it's three tiers on social media or just in life when it comes to this thing dealing with art. You got hobbyists. And you got to ask yourself this too before you even really pursue anything dealing with music or any line of work. Are you a hobbyist, bro? Are you like a fanboy? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody think it's so cool and, you know, so easy to do this stuff, but are you just doing it because it's a hobby, it's cool, it's a fad, right? You have that tier, right? Then you have people that are like, we'll say type beat makers or cover band type people. Like, they're skilled enough to replicate and emulate already previous works, and they do that and they become proficient at it. That's fine too. You can make a living that way too. But then you have the top tier. That's the creators, the real creators, people that make new music, make new sounds, try different things, experiment. You know what I'm saying? Make art. It's not that many on YouTube. I'm one of those type of people, but I always try to encourage people to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want one-on-one, I'm gonna have to tax you. You know? That's fair. But I'm not gonna demonize people that's like in the second or first tier. It's a lot of those. But if you want to be top tier, it's gonna come with a price, bro. You know. And the other thing that dude complained about in the video that I found really hilarious was like, oh, you gotta buy all this stuff before you start making. No, you don't. If you got a computer, I had a phone, my iPhone, I still got it. iPhone 8 Plus, right? I had GarageBand on it, which is free. It comes with the phone. I made 28 albums, my first 28 albums, off my phone. And then, later on, I bought like a little MPK MIDI controller and used that, hooking it up with the Apple, with iPhone adapter or some shit, and was able to program my MIDI that way because I didn't really like the touching, trying to draw it in with my finger and stuff. Screen too small, but I even got a video demonstrating that. That was my first setup, you know? And then I just progressed, but I do this as a living. I do it professionally. And as I grow and I had, the opportunity to get more and more higher quality, tools to use to continue doing what I'm doing, but I didn't do it all at once. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't demonize somebody, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to use what these people demonstrate. Perfect example, like I subscribe to Jay Cactus to learn how to make UK drill, which that was just an inspiration. Do I make UK drill? No. But I wanted to know how to do the bass lines. How does that work? And what's the gist of the genre? What kind of keys they use, what kind of chord progressions, or, is it major, minor? Is it like what tempos? And then from there, based off of his free stuff, I learned enough that I can interpolate it. And what I liked from it, I took from it and I used it, but I used it in the Akai Force. I didn't use FL. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to translate what he did on FL onto my Force. And now I'm able to do that on my Force. But if I want to learn FL and do it on FL, I might pay for the course, but I probably won't because I don't like FL. I got FL, I don't like it. You understand? So just use what you have, bro. That's the part of being creative. It's not limitations. It's the lack of imagination that stifles or blocks people to be creative. You got to use your imagination and use what you have. Hell, shit, the song Bid, right? I made the guitar sound from a guitar pedal. You know what I'm saying? Like, just sound design, a sound I created off of the guitar pedal, added effects to it to make it sound like a guitar, and then I made a track from it. So I don't have a guitar. I didn't have a guitar at the time. I didn't even play that part. I just, imagined, and then I was like, this sound enough, and then I made a sound. I made a song. So, don't freak out about shit like that, but don't hate on people that's using YouTube as a marketing tool to create other lines of business to funnel income into their ability to do what they do. Subscribing is free. Liking the video is free. Commenting is free. But if you really want to support a person, download their music, buy their course. If they sell sounds, buy their sounds. If you really support them and what they do. And you don't have to do that. So just think about that and relax, bro. Commentate. Calm down. And with that, Mike Venus La Soul. Y'all be blessed. Mike out.